Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Hi everybody, how are you? So we are moving on with Alcyone Light Healing today. If you are somebody new that just kind of popped into this video, Alcyone Light Healing is a modality that I've been teaching weekly to people who've been here from the beginning, but it is set up in a way that you don't have to, be on board with us throughout the whole thing. If this is a video that you find is going to resonate for you, you can go ahead and just listen to this one specifically. But if you really liked it and you want to go deeper or find out more information that has been shared throughout the process, you can just click on the little Divine Essentials underneath the video. It will take you to the main page of my channel, and there's a playlist there that has all the videos of Alcyone Light Healing in order. So you can listen to the first one that tells you all about it and like the expectations of it if you want to get a certificate in the end, and just a little bit about who I am and why I'm doing this and all of that. And then we start going right into doing different activations and meditations and discussions, which this is going to be a discussion video, and this is actually going to be a bonus video. So in Alcyone Light Healing, there's some things that are, mandatory if you want to get a certificate at the end, and then there's some parts that are just kind of complimentary or bonus work, because I feel like some of it is stuff that you may already know or stuff that you've already done, especially if you're a healer or somebody who's been through like Reiki training or anything like that. So there's some stuff here that's like, you just kind of take it or leave it for you. And all of it is basically like that, but if you want to get the certificate in the end, some of it you have to kind of complete. So last week was week 17. I just want to give everybody homework because I never got to actually say your homework for you. And then we're going to talk about the solar plexus, okay? And I'm also going to tell you about your bonus work now, because I know not everybody makes it to the end of these videos. So basically, homework is practicing meditation and soul retrieval for another galactic lifetime. So last week I did a galactic soul retrieval meditation, which is on the channel for free. So that means everybody can listen to it, everybody can hear how it goes and do that one. But then go ahead and try to do one for yourself, see if you can do it without me guiding you. That would be really cool if you can do that. Or even go ahead another step further and practice with somebody and see if you can guide them through a soul retrieval, because now you know how it goes, right? It's like basically we're going to get that person relaxed, we're going to get that person into the vortex, and then once we have them nice and relaxed in the vortex, we're going to take them through space and time back to the last time that they can remember that's an important time that they had, a certain trauma. Now, if we're going to be doing galactic, then we would set that intention and take them back to a galactic lifetime where they had experienced trauma. And basically, whatever comes to mind, whatever they go through, whatever they experience is what they experience, whatever they see is what they see. We always want to remind them not to relive it, not to go through it again, but to basically just rewrite it, observe it from a higher perspective, like see themselves doing whatever happened with whoever it happened with, or however it happened, and then from that same higher perspective, rewriting that experience so that it plays out a different way, and it ripples forward and back, side to side through space and time to impact those experiences in a much more positive way, so that we're not continuously creating from a place of having that wound, and we can retrieve that piece of our soul that was lost in that moment. So you also want to guide them to retrieve that part of themselves once they have seen and rewritten, what happened. And then from there, you can go further back, and you can usually do like 3 times, just take them further back, and then when you feel like you're good, then you bring them back to their body and let them kind of come back to their own consciousness when they're ready. And if you're, uncomfortable, then go ahead and just listen to it a few more times. Maybe listen to it when you're not actually in meditation state. Just like listen to what's being said, how it's being said, when it's being said, and, take notes for yourself, what you like, what you don't like, what you would want to include into yours, and make it your own. So that's part of your homework, is doing that. And then the next time that we get together, we're going to be doing energy practices and things like that, so I'll give you homework for that at that point. But your bonus level information that you want to be doing is 25 confidence boosting affirmations daily. So you want to be doing things like I am beautiful, I am confident, I am intelligent, And also, saying no without guilt is something that's going to be beneficial for you guys for this type of bonus energy that we're doing. And then just pursuing your dreams, protecting yourself, and providing to yourself. So it's kind of funny that we're here. Because many of you guys know, like if you've been with me for the duration and you've just been with me in general, you guys kind of know what's been going on in my life, and why I was kind of like stepped back a little bit, and I didn't record anything for the Bridget Rao channel for over 28 days. And the only reason I know how many days it was is because when I post a video, it will tell me like first 28 days and 17 hours for the statistics on it, how many people have viewed it, how many people have commented, da 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 da. So every day was like, I don't post every day, but there was days that I would go post for my Divine Darlings on the Bridget Rao channel who pay to be there. And I wanted to make sure that I got something on that for them occasionally, so that they weren't just like paying $1.99 a month for nothing. And I would always see that it was like 14 days, 24 days, 28 days. And the reason I was doing this, the reason why I stopped posting there, and the reason why I was kind of like hesitant here is because there's somebody that is like a really sick individual. They have narcissistic tendencies and abusive tendencies, like physically abusive, and they're just very toxic, very unhealthy individual. And they all of a sudden decided to pop back up into my life after 16 years of being like gone. And it was like literally the last thing I expected was to hear from this person. Like they had been totally off my radar, hadn't thought about them or had anything, connected to them in so long. But when I was connected to them, it was a very, very unhealthy time. I was a heroin addict. I was, being physically abused, mentally abused, verbally abused, and I was just not a good version of myself then. So having that person come back, they didn't even come back in like a normal way of like let me send you a message and see if you respond. They instead came crazy, like sending like 500 messages and thinking that I was like reading the messages and going to meet me in places that I wasn't at, thank God, and just doing some really insane behavior that only people who are not well do. So that was what the scariest part of it was, or kind of is the fact that they're just so unhealthy mentally, and that they're out there in the world like driving around trying to meet me places when I don't even know that they exist. You know what I mean? So they think that we have some special connection because they found twin flame readings, and that put a big damper on things, because I was like, well, I don't want to do twin flame readings and make this person think any more crazy thoughts, and I don't want them to look at me like, I just don't like them at all. I can't stand who they are as a person, but I can't just let my career go, and I unfortunately can't control who sees these. So I've decided now that I'm going to stand in my power, and I'm going to do my own thing. And if they want to be crazy and watch, they can go ahead and do that. If they want to continuously send themselves to jail, they can go ahead and do that. And if they keep acting the way that they act and do the things that they do, they're likely going to end up in a psych ward. So I'm not going to worry about it. I have protection. I have what I need to keep myself safe, and that's about it. So I just found that it was interesting that we're doing the solar plexus as I kind of step back into alignment. Today was the first day that I posted on the Bridget Rao channel, actually posted twice on the Bridget Rao channel for public people, and I posted for my Divine Darlings, and I've been getting back into doing my Instagram, and like when I see comments that I know are them, I just block the person. And when I see things that I think are them, that I can't prove that are them, I block the person. So I wanted to make that known too, is if you've tried to join a group, or you've tried to be a part of something and all of a sudden you're blocked, or you find yourself that you can't enter a group or whatever, just send me a picture of yourself with your ID and let me know who you are, and I will allow you in. I just have to be a little extra careful with things right now because of this person. So basically, our solar plexus is what we're talking about, and our solar plexus chakra is the yellow one. Okay, so we have 7 main energy centers, and they all have a different color. So this month I had told you guys to work with the color yellow, to eat, things that connect with the color, and to kind of just be aligned with that energy and frequency. That was weird. I don't know what happened, but it was like, brrr. So basically, Sanskrit for this is lustrous gem is what it means. and it is between the navel and the solar plexus. So it's between your belly button and your actual solar plexus, which is like right underneath your breast area. It's between those two. It's like when you get hit, it's like, you know, like if you've ever been hit in that area, it makes you like lose your breath. That is basically the solar plexus area. It is connected to the element of fire, and it is connected to our power. It is connected to our confidence, our strength, our self-esteem, and our warrior energy. So it is something that, you know, can make us feel very confident and powerful and strong and all of those things, or it can do the opposite if it's not balanced and not healthy. It connects with the liver, the pancreas, the stomach, the digestive system, the adrenal glands, and our lungs. It's also, if you're like wanting to feed your chakras, or you're wanting to feed this energy center, say you don't feel very confident, you don't feel very powerful, you don't feel the ways that you should feel, squash, pumpkin, corn, oats, sweet potatoes, lemons, yellow pears, lentils, golden apples, yellow and orange peppers, and rice are all great foods to feed this chakra with. And then the keynote E and the frequency 320 hertz are actually really good notes or keys or frequencies to play to help to balance this energy center. So if you're somebody that suffers with this energy, you know, using those tools will help you greatly to improve, okay? And then with stones, you can use malachite. Malachite is like the green one. It's some, I don't know why, it just reminds me of like Irish, you know, it's like Irish. It's green and it has like little like circles on it. It's, you know, you can always Google it and see, but basically malachite is really good for your solar plexus. Calcite is good. I'm assuming because there's many more than one type of calcite, that you could probably get a yellow calcite or an orange calcite. Citrine is really good. Citrine is like the golden yellow. Sometimes it doesn't show that way. Like they have smoky citrine, they have bright citrine, they have, you know, some that aren't as bright as others. Citrine can be a little pricey too. Like I have a little tiny one that was like very expensive, but then I have another huge one that was given to me for free. So they all seem to equal out. And then we have topaz and tiger's eye. So those are very helpful stones to connect with if you're trying to balance this chakra. Dancing, singing, and laughing are also ways to help you to balance this chakra out as well. Like dancing and singing and, you know, just kind of like getting into the groove and laughing and having fun are great ways to improve your confidence, to make you feel better, to make you smile, to make you feel like, you know, that energy that's needed to kind of step into your power. So doing those things would be a great way to help strengthen your energy here. And fire ceremony, because of the element fire being connected, is one way to really improve this energy center as well. And during a fire ceremony, a lot of times, like I've been to certain fire ceremonies where we drum or we sing or we chant or we hum or we, you know, dance around the fire, or we like fire jump where you jump over the fire, and you want to be careful with that. You know, I don't ever want to be like, hey, go do this, and then someone gets hurt. But basically, fire ceremony can be very powerful in itself, but I've noticed that like doing a fire ceremony on the full moon or the new moon or just any time can be really powerful, especially if you've been through the Muneki, which I know many of you have. Fire ceremony, even if you just light a candle and you take the fire, like the flame, and you take the energy of it and you bring it to places that you've had seeds of potential planted, or just to your chakra, you know, take it to your root, take it to your sacral, take it to your solar plexus. It's going to help to feed the energy of that chakra, and it's going to help to grow the energy of that chakra, and it's very powerful energy. And you can also write down on a piece of paper anything or anybody that, you know, you have in your life that's not helpful, you know, like, I want to release this, and then fold it up and put it into the fire and let it burn out of your life. I have found that to be very beneficial and helpful in getting rid of things along the journey here. And then meditation, when you want to help this specific chakra, you can use like the visualization of an orange lotus flower opening up, because it's kind of like a symbolic way of imagining that, I mean, not orange, yellow lotus flower opening up. I don't know why I have orange, but basically, I mean, orange could also work with it too, but it's more yellow. So I would do yellow for the lotus opening. and just seeing it expanding open and balancing that energy out. And the mantra is Ram, so it's not like Ram, but it's like Ram is a good mantra to repeat over and over for this specific chakra. And essential oils, you could use our saffron, sandalwood, ginger, and cinnamon. So if you are somebody that's into that, or you have a diffuser, or you know how to make like a blend or a spray, or you want to get a blend or a spray, like say you go to my website and you're like, I want to get a spray, you can look for one that has, one of those or two of those ingredients in it, and you'll know that it's going to be beneficial to this specific chakra. I'm actually making a chakra set. I have all the bottles and I have everything together for it. I just have to finish a few little things, and then I'm going to try to make them so that they all glitter. I have certain stuff that'll make them glitter. So when that's ready, I'll let you guys know. But there'll be one for every chakra. And then yoga poses, if you're somebody into yoga, or you can just Google and see what the pose looks like, is warrior pose and sun salutation. So sun salutation is a pretty easy one. Warrior is a pretty easy one. Standing in those poses will help you to balance this chakra as well. And then just like with every other chakras, I've given you guys the homework or the bonus work to do positive affirmations. This one has a few that you can say either out loud, you can say it in your head, or you can write it on paper and repeat it, over and over until you feel like, good with it. But basically things like, I am confident and powerful, I am motivated in my purpose, I am ambitious, I am capable, I forgive my past mistakes and I learn from them, I have courage to create positive change, I am in my power, and the only thing to control is my response. So those are great positive affirmations to have in regards to this chakra. And I find that those who really struggle with this chakra are those who may have had a very strict upbringing. Like if you were, under the thumb of very like strict parents, or somebody in your life was like, you can't do this, you can't do that, very like undermining, and just kept you specifically like from doing things that you wanted to do, and you could never pursue things on your own. That's going to take away your power. That's going to take away your confidence. That's going to take away your ability to make decisions. That's going to take away a lot of shit from you. So it's like those things are not so good. Another person that might struggle with their solar plexus is somebody that's experienced bullying. Like going to school and having everybody pick on you and tell you that there's something wrong with you, or just any type of bullying throughout your life. Maybe it's race, religion, whatever. If people have been hateful towards you, it can make you feel inadequate. It can make you feel unbalanced. It can make you, react in a way that is opposite of having a healthy, good solar plexus. And then being somebody who's had mental or physical abuse can really mess with your solar plexus, which I know all too well by being in that specific relationship that I was in for a long time. I went through physical, mental, and, verbal abuse, and it took, a long time to even start to get better from that. And you can see how quickly you can revert back to like giving away your power, or to feeling scared, or to, thinking things that are not great to think, or doing things that are not great to do. So always be careful, like if you've been abused by anybody in any way, just know that you may have some stuff that working on this chakra is really going to benefit you. If anybody ever made fun of you, it can manifest in two ways. I find that there's like, it's like there's the narcissist people who become like, they became like a part of the problem rather than a victim of the problem, but then they try to pretend to be a victim of the problem while also being a problem. You know what I mean? Like, I was abused and I was, picked on and blah, 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 blah. So what I'm going to do, instead of like just feeling like shit about that, is I'm going to make you feel like shit about that. I'm going to hit you and hurt you and lie to you and, do things to you that are just not good. That's a narcissist. And that's usually because they've been through something traumatic or bad. But it's their choice to take that negative thing and turn it into more negative things. Like, I went through an unhealthy childhood. I went through people telling me I looked like a boy. I went through all types of, big, bad and, nasty things. People picking on me, telling me I wasn't good enough, and blah, 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 blah. And then I went through actual physical and mental abuse from a narcissist. And I've never come out of there and been like, let me go do this to others now. Let me go be a jerk. Let me go be mean. I literally spend my life trying to help other people who've been hurt. But you'll find on the opposite end of the spectrum are the ones who, maybe they had a bad childhood, or their dad or their mom or their something went down, and instead of them having any normalcy inside of them, they just go complete opposite. They can also come that way if their parents gave them everything they ever wanted. Like if there was like, here's money, here's money, here's money, here's, Disneyland every weekend, here's this, here's that. But when they had emotions, never like did anything about it, never acknowledged the kids' emotions, never, spent time with them emotionally, that makes a narcissist too. And unfortunately, you cannot fix a narcissist. No matter how hard you try, they're like down here, normal people are up here. Even with years of like psychology and help and whatever, they only get to like here. Well, normal people are up here. So you can't have a healthy, normal relationship with a narcissist. They're never going to care. They're never going to have empathy. They're never going to actually amount to like normal, healthy relationship levels. They're always going to be a narcissist, and that's unfortunate, but it's the truth. So don't try to fall into the like trap of thinking you can fix somebody like that, or fall into the trap of a victim of them, because people stay stuck for years and years. I was with another narcissist for 10 years of my life, thinking that I was going to get out of there, like thinking I was going to make them better, thinking that things would get better. One of the signs of it is like writing them letters, like very long letters or emails, thinking that like maybe if I just write to them and tell them everything that I feel, or show them my side of it, or blah 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 blah, explain yourself to them, that it will make a difference. It doesn't. And then another sign of it is like thinking you should record conversations because they make you second guess yourself. They constantly gaslight you. They constantly say that you're making it up, or that you're just being sensitive, or that they didn't say that, or they didn't do that, or you're wrong, when you know every bone in your body that you're not wrong. But then they make you think that you're wrong because they're so good at lying and manipulating you. Those are all big indicators, and it can be your mom, it can be your dad, it can be your friend, it can be your lover, it can be whoever. But if you have somebody like that in your life, get rid of them, because it's likely that they're going to cause a lot of imbalance within your confidence. So signs of balance within your solar plexus is to be confident, to be motivated, to have purposeful, energies about you, to feel like I have a purpose and I matter and I belong here on this planet and I should be doing what I'm doing. And then being reliable, and be getting and doing the things that you say you're going to do on the time that you say you're going to do them. Those are signs of being balanced. Also, just being responsible and getting things done and taking care of stuff. That all requires a healthy solar plexus. So usually a sign of balance is also exuding confidence, and not in an arrogant way, not I'm just so amazing, oh my god, look at me, I'm just amazing, I'm woohoo, that's arrogance. But having somebody that just exudes confidence, it doesn't need to say that they're beautiful for you to see that. That comes from the inside too. It's not it just naturally on the outside, it's the only way that they would be confident. They could be, some people could consider them actually an unattractive person, but because of the confidence that they exude from within, they actually become more beautiful on the outside. So also just being self-motivated and having that purpose inside of them to go and do something. For myself, I feel like I actually got really good with being self-motivated and doing things that felt aligned with my purpose and my passion and all of that. And I spent the last 3 years basically doing that with both of my channels and all of the things that I offer and do. And it was this little stick came in and was halt, and I stopped doing so much because of that abuse, because of that toxic person. So it can come in real quick and it can mess with you real quick, but it usually happens over time, because I went through that for such a long time. It wasn't so hard for me to go back into the signs of being somebody that is imbalanced within that energy. So it showed me I had a lot of healing to do, and I still have a lot of healing to do as a result of what those individuals have done to me throughout my life. And it all started when I was a kid too. It's not just them, there's other people in my world that added to this. So signs of imbalance are aggression, dominating towards other people, low self-esteem, extremely low self-esteem, trouble with decision making, control issues. So the way that this can show up is that, like, you can have, like I was saying, you can have somebody that they're imbalanced in an unhealthy way, and they're going to be aggressive with you, and unfortunately you give them that power to be aggressive. Like, when they're aggressive, you're like, oh, let me back down and let me give away my power. So both of those individuals actually have an imbalanced solar plexus, but it's manifesting in two different ways. So they may be dominating towards you, and you allow them to kind of dominate or dictate how you react to that. And that's really the only thing you have control over, is how you react to individuals. If you react like, oh, then, you know, you're giving your power away. But if you react like, you know what, I don't care what you say, I don't care what you do whatever the fuck you want, I don't give a shit, like, you can go ahead. That's more being in your power, that's more confident, that's more, you can go ahead and be a psychopath, and I'm just going to continue to do what I do. And then, like, the trouble with decisions comes as a result of being abused for so long, because then you start to second guess yourself. Am I making the right choice? Am I making the right choice with my friends? Am I making the right choice with my family? Am I making the right choice with my romantic partners? Am I making the right choice with my food? Am I making the right choice with where I'm going to live? Like, you start thinking that there's something wrong with you because you lived with an individual like that, or live with an individual like that, who makes you feel crazy and makes you double question everything that you do, from the clothes that you put onto yourself to the, like, music that you listen to. Just everything becomes very, very unhealthy because of the manipulation that you go through when you deal with somebody that has their own issues within their solar plexus, which I find this is a hand-in-hand thing for the most part. It's not that it's not very common that I have somebody just show up that has, you know, no self-esteem and no confidence, just because. It's usually because something bad happened to them at the hands of a narcissist, or at the hands of somebody that may have had something bad happen to them, but they chose to be a douche about it and continuously bring that pain to other people, rather than rising above it and being a healthy individual who tries to make something better of themselves and better of the world. So it can manifest as fatigue, it can manifest as overeating. You could carry excessive weight around your stomach. You may have digestive disorders. I have IBS, and IBS is one of the signs. You could get ulcers, you could have diabetes. Basically, you become kind of a hot mess in that area. You know, like I said, it's between your navel and your solar plexus up here. And it's basically just going to make you feel like, ugh, like nervous. It's going to, like, I remember the first day of school, I would get really upset and a stomach ache, and I would end up having, like, you know, flare-ups with my nerves and my belly, and I just, like, wouldn't be able to, like, be normal. I'd have to have, like, my mom take me to school afterwards because I would, like, spend the morning in the bathroom. And fatigue, I literally slept for 26 hours the other day, like, just straight 26 hours. Went to bed at 9 a.m. and I woke up the next day at 10 a.m. So it can really impact you physically when this stuff is not 100% good. And that's when we need to take our power back. That's when we say, okay, so if you are dealing with a narcissist, because I feel like most people who would be here are going to be empaths that have dealt with narcissists, because it seems that the narcissist is, like, got a little radar on empaths, because empaths are sensitive, and empaths want to help everybody, and empaths feel bad for people, and empaths are like, I can fix them, and we can't. So if you're somebody that's been through this, you know, don't react to them as much as you can. Just take your power back by not reacting to them, by not, you know, engaging in a fight with them. If you live with one, get the hell out. At any way possible. When I lived with the last one, I started a bank account that they didn't know about, and I just, you know, knew that I was going to get out of there, and I kept making affirmations, and I kept trying to, like, find my way to, like, make money and do things that worked, because they didn't want me to work, like, a real job. So I had to, like, find ways to work and make money that didn't cause red flags with them. Like, they didn't realize how much money I was making, they didn't realize how much money I was putting aside. And then I got a settlement thing for my mom that I had done all the work on, so I got $10,000 from that, and it was like, let me put this here, and that's how I ended up being able to get a car. That's how I ended up being able to, like, get the down payment to the first month of rent that I needed to go from there to the next place. But it was like, it was a long time coming. It didn't happen overnight. So I'm not saying, like, just jump out the window today, but get out of there as quickly as possible. If there's people who can help you, ask for help. Don't waste your time explaining yourself. Don't waste your time writing those letters. Don't waste your time, sending those emails or trying to communicate any type of logical sense to them, because they don't care. They do not care. You can tell them whatever. They can act like they care, but they do not. They don't have a single shred of empathy inside of them. They do not care about anybody but themselves. They don't even realize what they're doing. They're just so disconnected from reality and so disconnected from healthy, that they don't even realize that they're destroying other people's lives just by existing. Just by them being here is ugh, it's not good, and they don't care. And even if they get help, even if they realize, oh, I'm a narcissist and I have a problem, they just don't care enough for it to matter. So don't listen to them gaslighting you. Just know that they lie. They're gonna say, oh, you're just sensitive, or oh, you're just being this, or oh, you're just being that. It's not true. It's whatever you feel is what you feel, and all of your feelings are genuine. You have the right to feel whatever you feel about whatever happens in your life. So nobody has the right to tell you that you're being sensitive or that you're making it up or whatever. Start recording conversations if you still live with somebody like that, or you still have to interact with somebody like that, so you can play it back and be like, oh, really? This is what you said then, because now you're saying completely opposite. Don't fall for their love bombs. So what I find is that when you start to pull away from a narcissist, their natural instinct is, because they've already taken you and discarded you and put you up on a shelf, and they're going and doing things with other people. But when you start to pull away from them, they will do the love bomb again. They'll put all their focus onto you. They'll want to love bomb you, give you all this energy, all this time, all this attention. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to change. Things are going to be better. We're going to have this. You're never going to have to do this. You're never going to have to worry. Nobody's ever going to love you the way I love you. Blah, 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 blah. Just bullshit, drama, lie. So don't fall for it. Don't even let them catch on to the fact that you're just, getting ready to go. My person, in the end of that last 10-year relationship I had, they didn't know that I was going. They were still calling from jail when they first went to jail and thinking that things were okay, because I had to make it be that way, or my life would have been a living hell, and they would have had their parents do certain things, and I would have never been able to get away from the situation. So I had to act like everything was okay, even when it wasn't. So just know that sometimes you might have to play the game back a little bit to get out. But basically just get out, detach, block them, get help, go get support, go ask for a community of people. There's tons of resources online. There's tons of people who will help you to get away from these situations. And then just find people who love, support, and validate you, and validate that, you're not crazy. And, do some of the stuff that I talked about here to get your confidence back and to balance that chakra, and know that you're not alone, that it happens to the best of us, and it happens to the people that you would probably least expect, and that there's probably a lot more narcissists out there running around than you know. So basically that's it for this week's energy about solar plexus, and I just thought it was kind of fitting that we're talking about that while everything else was going on. But I am back, and I'm not going to allow that situation to deter me anymore. I'm standing in my power, and I'm going to react the way that I react from now on. And basically it doesn't matter. They can watch and be a psychotic weirdo all they want, but it's on them. So the next part of this is going to be the Divine Masculine Pursue meditation. So it's going to help you to pursue what you need to pursue in your life. Healthy things, obviously, not just being pursuant of something that's toxic, or pursuant of something that maybe going against somebody's free will, or going against, in an unhealthy way, because there is always that part of it too, where sometimes we can be wanting to pursue a person that doesn't necessarily want us to pursue them. So if that's the case, try not to use these types of things in those ways. Your pursue, protect, provide energy should be for you. I should be pursuing my career. I should be pursuing, healthy things in my life. I should be pursuing healthy relationships. But that doesn't mean that there's one individual that I should be zoomed in on, and if they're not reciprocating, that I should continue to pursue them. That's, if they're not reciprocating, there's a reason, and we don't continue to pursue. So I just want to make those things clear too when I make these types of meditations and activations and things like that, not to use them in unhealthy ways, because that causes problems, and that creates, resistance to stuff, and that attracts negative people into your life. So hopefully this assists you guys. Hopefully it made sense for some of you. Hopefully it will help somebody that's been dealing with a narcissist or has had, to deal with like anybody in their world that was kind of a douche, that messed them up energetically, and now you can get back into your power, your confidence, your strength, and pursue what you want in this world, and find something to be purposeful with, and find your passion in this world, because we all have it. We all have something we can do, and we all have something we're going to be good at. So just know that, and pursue that, and find that for yourself, and don't let anybody or anything that you've been through deter you from trying to. Okay? So thank you very much. In Mune, namaste.